Hello everybody, Ryan from Jedi Dropouts here. Just a quick note before we get into the interview. Because of busy schedules, varying locations, and the variety of crowd sizes over this past weekend, the audio quality in these Atlanti-Con interviews is not quite up to our usual standard. And beyond that, the quality between interviews will fluctuate a little bit as well. That being said, I truly love how these interviews came out, and I once again would like to thank each and every one of our wonderful guests for appearing on the show. Okay, I've said my little piece. Let's get on to the interview already. Welcome to Jedi Dropouts. I'm your host, Ryan Taylor, and I'm here at Atlanti-Con 7 in Corner Brook, Newfoundland. And this morning I have three special guests from Sandbox Gaming. Why don't you guys just quickly introduce yourselves? Go around the circle here. We got a bit of a round table.
I'm Melanie Collins. I'm the president of Sandbox Gaming in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I am a committee member of Sandbox Gaming.
Hello, my name's Ashley, former board member, now just a regular volunteer.
It's fantastic to have you guys on the show this morning. So we're on day 3 of Atlanti-Con. How are you guys enjoying this weekend?
We love it.
It's been great.
Yeah. It's our favorite con.
We come out every year. We find we don't need to find excuses anymore. We've made this part of the annual pilgrimage out to Corner Brook. It's one of our favorite places to be.
Special tradition between friends.
So how many years have you guys been coming here now?
This is
fourth.
This is our
three. This is fourth. This is my fifth.
Okay.
Yeah, because you won it before.
Yeah, another friend and I.
No, this is our third. Because it was us.
I won.
No, sorry, it is 4. Yeah, because we had all 5 of everybody. Sorry.
Okay, so yes, this is 4, but this is
Okay.
technically my 5th. So the first year that I went, it was still being held at MUN.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun then, and it's a lot of fun to see where it's come since then. But yeah.
Definitely not your first rodeo, right?
No, gosh.
This is actually my first convention of any kind.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. I'm pretty green. It's overwhelming. There's a lot happening.
There's a lot going on.
It's kind of a sensory overload. You're
It
like,
can be.
whoa.
You picked a really good one, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Between the guests and the vendors, and I managed to catch a few panels. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Sandbox Gaming. I'm not even the most informed on this thing, and I'm the interviewer here. So who wants to tell a little bit about
I can
Sandbox
do that.
Gaming?
As president, I feel like I should know a fair bit about it. We're a registered nonprofit organization based out of St. John's, Newfoundland, and our 3 tenets are: we raise money for children's charities and promote play and development. We do that through our twice a year 80-hour video gaming marathons. We are shaking up our marathon format and stuff coming up.
Okay.
So we've got our winter marathon coming up, which will still be the 80-hour format, but we've started to add in new blocks of things. Like we've started, it used to be that we focused solely on finishing games.
Okay.
As many games as we could in the 80 hours.
Yeah.
And now we're doing it for entertainment value. So we're going to be demoing brand new games that just came out that people haven't finished. So it's we'll have an hour or 2 blind runs. We have we're thinking of the Scaredy Cat block, where it's going to be me and a couple of other girls who don't do horror games blind playing a bunch of terrifying horror games. And that kind of. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
But we do those twice a year in the summer and in the winter to raise money.
The glitch block.
Oh, the glitch block. Yeah, that's another one too. We have a couple of people in our organization who are speedrunners and actually go for the world records and everything like that in games, and so you get to see a lot of glitch exposition. A lot of glitch expeditions, expositions and stuff like that. As they find their fastest way through games, you see a lot of people bounce through walls and stuff. It's really cool.
I love that stuff. I remember a particular glitch run of Ocarina of Time where he ends up fighting Ganondorf with a wooden sword, and it's amazing, right? I love that stuff.
Yeah. And that's always really exciting to us. Our marathons over the last because we've been in operation now almost 8 years. We're coming up on our 8th birthday. We have raised close to, we're over $80,000 now, I'm pretty sure.
That is amazing.
And we're coming up on 100,000.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible.
But yeah, so we're very excited. Our last marathon in the summer brought in $6,000, almost $7,000.
Yeah, it was close to 7,000.
It was close to 7,000. Not our highest grossing one, but one of our still. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
The volunteer team that we have is insane. Our other two tenets are we want to create a safe and inclusive gaming community in Newfoundland. We also want to combat negative gamer stereotypes.
Oh, of course,
we want to be the ones who are out there doing good for our communities and, showing that we can be inclusive, especially in the face of all of the recent gaming news and not so recent gaming news. It hasn't exactly been a fresh new thing that all of this is coming up. So we're very excited to be doing all that.
That's absolutely fantastic. I love this stuff. I really do.
Good, I'm glad.
So, in the little bit of research I got in, now the NL Gaming Expo is that
Newfoundland Gaming Expo? Yeah.
Yes. Is that the marathon you're talking about, or is that something
No, that's
entirely
something completely different.
Yeah, but you guys are associated in some way.
Yes, we are. The last 4 years in a row now, we have 4 or 5.
No,
It's an excellent question.
This is 5.
This was the 5th year.
This is the 5th year.
5th year of the Newfoundland Gaming Exhibition. We've been bouncing around locations. We had the first 2 at the university, Memorial University in St. John. The second one was at CNA, and then we went back to Memorial University for last year's. This previous year we were at Easter Seals, and it was a shake-up again of our format. So the Newfoundland Gaming Expo is definitely something that we are very proud to have been doing for the last while. We're hoping to shake it up a little bit and see what we can come up with. But we've always focused on making, again, friendly, family-friendly, inclusive gaming events throughout the year, as well as we have like some of our 19-plus mixers and everything like that. The older gaming crowd, because there are lots of people who believe that once you hit 25 or graduate from university, you just drop video games completely. And as a 31-year-old, I can tell you that is a dirty lie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My question now is, how does something like this get started? Where do the origin? What's the origin story?
The origin story was a bunch of kids in university. John Michael Bennett and friends of his, Jeff Smythe, and a few other friends. I think Donald, and I think the other guy's name was Michael. No, not Michael.
Not Michael.
But yeah, anyway, they all started. This was back
Scott.
Scott, yes.
There you go.
Back in. Again, we're talking 8 years ago, so 2009, 2010, around there.
Yeah.
They saw that the Child's Play charity was a big thing that was kicking up. Like, it was around the start of Desert Bus and everything like that.
Okay.
Where they saw everybody streaming to raise money for the Child's Play charities. And everybody and their dog was kind of doing it then. And they were like, oh, we'll do that too. And it started out of the basement, a group of friends who were doing it. And they got tons and tons of people involved. I showed up for their first marathon to support them, and like we just kept playing games and stuff on the worst setup imaginable. We had like this ancient splitter that had like no quality. We were on Ustream because Twitch wasn't a thing.
Oh wow!
Oh,
okay.
it was
goes
old.
Back a ways, yeah.
It goes back a ways. It's a real throwback. And John to this day tells the story of after he had done it. I came up to him at the end of that marathon and I went, you're doing this again, right? Like, that it's happening again. And so they did it again, I believe the next year. This was their first marathon was in the winter. I don't know if they did a summer marathon that year.
Yeah.
But they definitely did another winter marathon, and then they started doing 2 at a time.
Yeah.
It just grew from there. They were just a little small Mun society at first, and then they decided to register to become a full nonprofit organization, and we've been grinding out tens, almost $20,000 a year for charities.
Yeah.
So.
This thought just occurred to me. Like, I would love to see the total tally number of, if you take organizations like Sandbox Gaming, and then, there's bigger worldwide organizations like Games Done Quick and Extra Life.
Yeah.
If you took a total tally of the number of the money that goes to charities just from video gaming.
We would be, I'd say, dozens of millions for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe close to 100 million by now. For like, especially Games Done Quick. Games Done Quick has been breaking $1 million almost every every week-long event that they do.
Desert Bust is pretty good too.
Yeah, Desert Bust does.
Oh, Desert Bust does
really good.
insane.
Exactly. It's like the countless, right? Like, and I mean, you guys are doing fantastic stuff. And Newfoundland is a pretty small place. I just gotta wonder how many of these are worldwide that are doing such good things for the world, really, for humanity, and it's all coming from video games. It's coming from this wonderful little geeky place, right?
No, and I mean you have like these big organizations like like Games Done Quick and everything, and then there's also I think it's like Rooster Teeth. I think does like
they do the Extra Life.
The Extra Life one where like a whole bunch of people from all over the world stream and raise however much money and donate it all to them. So then you have like these bigger organizations, but then you have like just
these little grassroots things.
These little grassroots things and just regular people that just really like video games and
Extra Life was genius. They saw all of the marathon, like all of the streaming charity stuff going on, and they were like, what if we made a format? What if we built a platform where anybody who has the ability to stream, which is basically anybody with a computer made after 2006,
basically,
who wants to go out and buy like a microphone and a camera, if you've got a laptop, you can just go, my friend. And they can stream whatever they want for this however much time in whatever span of this week or 2 weeks that they want it running, and everything goes to Extra Life, and literally anybody can pick it up and do it. They don't have to worry about setting up a bank account, trying to figure out how to funnel donations, all of that stuff. It goes directly to Extra Life. It was genius. They did an incredible thing for charities. I'm very impressed with them.
It just makes it so much more accessible.
Yes,
And you realistically don't even need a video game setup at this point because tabletop is such a big thing now.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
that's a whole sub-genre of it that's taken off quite a bit.
Yeah, one of our biggest successful, or one of our most successful events that we do regularly are like tabletop board game nights. And within the last year, we've realized that there is a massive hunger, at least in the St. John's Mount Pearl area, and it seems to be here as well because we saw them set up yesterday. D&D. We did a pickup game of D&D at Sci-Fi on the Rock, and people were hungry for it. We filled up those sign-up sheets. We only had like 3 DMs or something. We were doing it in a tiny room, and we had like sign-up sheets, and they were filled up, and people were like crossing off names and adding more names and stuff. There was waiting lists of people who wanted to play those games. And we had a May 2-4 adventure in the woods kind of D&D weekend with Sandbox that was way more successful than we were anticipating.
That event was a ton of fun.
That was
honestly
fantastic. Yeah,
I had a good time.
That's good.
That sounds a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly just stray from Sandbox Gaming for a minute here. You two are involved with Smashly Draws.
Smashly Draws.
Yes, a vendor here at Atlanti-Con this weekend. I feel like we should do you guys a bit of justice here and just talk about that for a second.
Thanks.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so my name is Ashley. These guys started calling me Smashly years ago. So I've been drawing ever since I was a kid, but I never really started taking it seriously until a couple of years ago. And I started to draw more, and my drawings improve, and these guys kind of started convincing me, hey, like, you should do commission work, you should try to sell your work. So I started doing that. A lot of my work is fan art based, so conventions are like the perfect place for it.
We might have had some effect on that. Every time Smashly just mentions, she's like, "Oh, I really want I'm thinking of doing stickers or anything." If she mentions that it's going to like involve Eevees from Pokemon, I'm like, "I'll buy it. Yeah, I'll spend a lot of money on those."
A lot of my stuff tends to end up being stuff either I like or stuff that like we all kind of like, or I know that one person likes that I'd like to draw. So
I am definitely responsible for a couple of things on that table.
Like the whole button collection is just me and Emily. I'm good at drawing, but I'm a really scatterbrained person. Like it's like Squirrel, the little dog in that movie. But Emily has been helping me since the beginning, and she organizes everything and logs. Like, without her, sales would not be logged. I would not have no idea how much money I was making or what I was selling. She organizes everything and keeps my head on straight. So
the brains behind the operation.
She is. You know, in Animal Crossing, how like you're the mayor, but Isabel is the mayor. Emily's the real mayor.
I'm Isabel. But yeah, no, I just like helping. Smashley is one of my best friends, so I just love helping her wherever I can, and coming out to all of the conventions is basically just an added bonus.
Yeah, it's a really fun thing to do with a good friend.
I think what it all comes down to between Smashley Draws and Sandbox Gaming is a love of fandoms and geeking out and wanting to support each other as a community.
The positive side of fandom is one of the most powerful things.
It's so true. It's so true.
Like, and again, like, we were coming here when it was just when Sandbox had a table, and Sandbox, like, you and Jess had come out by yourselves the year before just to go to con, and then you guys were willing to do that again. Yep. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna suck. Or no, Jill set up. She messaged Jefferson. She was like, because she was originally going to come out.
Yeah, because they had the table. The first year Jess and I went.
Yeah.
No way.
They had the table and everything set up, and because I remember seeing them out there that weekend. And then
we kind of took it over, I guess.
Yeah, we took it over. Jill wound up not being able to come out, and she was like, "Can somebody go?" And I was like, "I guess I can go with those nerds who are going out for the convention." And came out, and the whole time I'm just like, "Yes, I sucked my way into going to convention." We came up, we set up like the info board on the table, and that was it. And we just used it as like home base. Like we would come and sit down and like answer questions occasionally, but like that was their thing, was like, "Oh, you don't have to go out and do anything. Like, you know, we understand that we're dropping this on you last minute. You just take the info board out, set it up on the table so people can look at it, and take it when you leave. You guys don't have to be around that table at all." I'm like, home base.
Yeah, we just sat around that table and played games.
Brought all of our trash back there, all of the commissions and stuff that we got, and all of the toys, everything. It was.
We met so many people that year. There are people we met that year that I still say hi to and have a chat with. Like, I only see them here, and we're still good friends.
Con friends.
It's amazing. Yeah, con friends, exactly.
I'm only 2 days into this, and I can see that already. Like,
the first year we came out here, Smashley was wearing her Lucina costume, which she had made, and she won Best in Show at the costume contest that year, which is still like one of my favorite highlight videos ever. Because she came out, she asked them if she could do like a speech, because she's like, the girl could be a voice actor. She's incredible.
Oh no, thank you.
And she came out and she did like a full speech that she had kind of written based off of the Fire Emblem Awakening game Lucina is from, and came out and did it in front of like one of the voice actors for that game and everything.
Oh my gosh, that's right too.
Aaron Fitzgerald was there,
Aaron Fitzgerald, that meant a lot to me. Oh my gosh, after that she came up and hugged me and said I did a really good job, and I could have cried. I'm sure I did a little bit. But
yeah, no, she came out, she gave a rousing speech, and everybody screamed and applauded, and we have all of those videos, and it was amazing. So it's just like that was our first year doing it as like our nerd family, and me and Emma are actually related. We're cousins. So it was just super cool. Like it's made this for sure one of our favorite conventions by miles. And just coming out here every year is a tradition that I'm never really gonna get rid of.
If I was to have to conjure a Patronus and I had to think of one of my happiest memories, it would be that. Or like just there's so many good memories here. My Patronus.
Just Atlanti-Con. It's just
And there's normally a couple more of us that come out, but
actually,
a couple of us couldn't make it this year.
The economy's really freaking hard here this year.
Yeah.
Like I was so impressed and so happy to see how busy this place was.
Oh my! This is their busiest year yet, without a doubt.
Yeah, it has to be. And they're doing so well, and all this stuff. That's like in town again. Big struggles from a lot of people. A lot of our volunteers, for sure, are having trouble now balancing jobs in order to continue to pay the bills, as well as like a lot of them are still going to school. And the dedication that our volunteers have is one of the most impressive things ever to me.
I would say the same thing for the Atlanti-Con volunteers as well. Like the people who run this con are amazing. The people who are volunteer are like working tirelessly here, and they're making sure that everyone's happy and doing a fantastic job and safe.
Yes,
that was incredible.
Yeah. Shout out to the whole staff and organization behind Atlanti-Con. And one last thing, I think, before we cap this off. Okay, so at Jedi Dropouts, what we like to do, we like to keep it as positive as possible. We like to just have a positive place to geek out about the stuff that you can't stop talking about. Obviously, you guys are all from Sandbox Gaming. What are your favorite video games? What would you say? Let's go around the table here, each of you.
This is hard. This is
Favorite
so hard.
video game of all time?
Okay,
better yet.
I got this.
Better yet. Okay.
Favorite video gaming memories. I can pull those out.
I gotta redo that. You guys do video game marathons.
Yes.
If you could marathon any game, what's your go-to? There you go.
Okay.
That's the question.
I've got this. I've absolutely got this.
Okay, I hope I'm not stealing it. If there was a way to make it entertaining and pull in donations from it, I would play Animal Crossing nonstop for 80
That would
straight
be a
hours.
good one.
Yeah,
that would be a
I
good one.
love that game. That game is
The
just super good.
Classic original GameCube.
No, I like New Leaf a lot.
New Leaf is a good
Me
one.
and Isabel just building a town together, just going for it.
It's really fun to play with your friends too.
Yeah, exactly.
I am a fan of the GameCube one, but I mean that's the one that I grew up playing.
Yeah.
I mean I've played all of them. Wild World still has a really special place in my heart, but like Animal Crossing GameCube is one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Is that the one that you would marathon?
No.
Would you marathon?
Guys. I would marathon. I would do a marathon of every single Professor Layton game.
Oh, yes.
You so
Because
would.
I would,
that.
because that series is one of my absolute favorites. It's one of those, like, I just randomly picked up the first game and was like, yeah, okay, this is fine. And then I saw the second game for sale somewhere, so I grabbed it and fell in love with the series. And that was probably close on 8 or 9 years ago now that happened, and I have just been hooked on it ever since. That series just means so much to me, and I need more people to play it. I need more people to fall in love with that series as much as I have. So I would definitely do a marathon to be like, hey, please play these games.
You asked what my go-to is, and for marathons, my actual go-to game is Metroid Fusion. It was the first one I ever played. I know that game. Like, I could not play it for years and pick it up and just play through it again. I have played through that game so many times. If I could marathon it, just because I love this game with all the depths of my heart, Fire Emblem Awakening. I don't know how entertaining that game would be, but I could yammer about that game forever. Oh my gosh.
To make donation incentives for who to pair up to make the best
Oh
children.
my
That would be good.
gosh, yes.
Children.
Yeah.
Meme children.
Seeing a lot of 3DS.
Oh,
around
that's
here.
my
Yeah.
favorite console. I love my Switch, but like 3DS, I just love that.
I've
I know
lost
so
so many hours.
much. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
the DS, when the DS came out, I got that for my birthday with Wild World. That was the first Animal Crossing game I ever played. And so many hours. Like, that thing was always with me. When I started going to Sandbox, the DS was still a massive platform. I think it was a 3DS by that point, maybe?
Yeah, it would have
2014?
been, 3DS was like 2011.
Yeah, so yeah, the
2012?
3DS and stuff. So we had like Street Pass and everything like that. Everybody at the meeting had them.
Yep.
And there would always be like a point in the round room where Jill would be like, all right, everybody, get your puzzle stuff out. We got these puzzle pieces. A new puzzle drop today. Everybody get it out. See what pink pieces you got. Who can finish this?
That's true. I forgot. That was like a Sandbox culture
Yeah,
thing
that
for a while.
was a
getting
thing.
puzzle pieces.
Oh my gosh, like I need this one puzzle piece. Why does nobody else here have it? Somebody needs to get this piece. And then when somebody would show up to the meeting the next week with that one piece that you were missing, it was just the greatest feeling.
The best. So happy.
Yeah.
I remember playing Smash before,
Yes.
and don't tell anyone sometimes during the meetings too. Like, everyone always brought their DSs. No one does that anymore.
I mean, I still usually have mine on me.
I've
'cause-
certainly never played Smash Bros. During work.
No, never.
No, never.
Not once in my life.
We're all responsible adults here and all this
Yes.
stuff. I was carrying around my DS in my scrubs pockets at the grooming salon I used to work at. To get steps every day, so that way I could buy the puzzle pieces that I needed.
Yes.
All the time I was doing that, and then like, and you're dealing with like wet dogs and stuff all day, so it's like in like a plastic baggie, so it doesn't get wet. And then like I'd pop into the bathroom and like flip it open and be like, gotta sell my turners before noon.
So many happy DS memories.
Yeah, no, like my DS was, I got my DS when I was in like grade 6 or something, and every DS that I've had since then has basically been like attached to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've been like, I will take that thing everywhere, and like not so much recently, but I would play it whenever I could get it. I mean, we've all started to get back into Tomodachi life.
Oh yeah,
That's how we spent our weekend. We all reset all of our islands and started playing that again. So my DS has been seeing a little bit of love recently, but yeah, my DS, all of my DSs have been like my most loved console, because I would just play it constantly wherever I could, whenever I could. So.
A bit of a DS tangent, but here, if you haven't listened to the podcast before, here at Jedi Dropouts, we strive on tangents. It's what we do best. So thank you all for being on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
It was great having you guys. And before we go, we should probably plug your stuff, social media. Where can they find you guys?
Our website is Sandbox Gaming NL, or sandboxgaming.org.
Yeah.
www.sandboxgaming.org. Follow us on
Twitter.
Twitter, Sandbox Gaming NL. If you want to follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Sandbox Gaming NL. We get a lot of people who confuse us for the Netherlands, but which has led to a lot of more global people. We get donations from all over the world.
No such thing as bad press. Right?
Exactly, right. They'll come in and they'll be like, you guys don't sound like you're from the Netherlands, and we're like, we're not.
We're from Newfoundland.
Oops. You can find us on Facebook, the Sandbox Gaming page. We have the Sandbox Gaming community page where you can go and chat and get people to hang out and that kind of thing. Super cool stuff. We also have a Discord which you can get to on the Sandbox Gaming community page. And if you're ever in St. John's area, if you guys want to come volunteer with us, we're currently having weekly meetings Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. on MUN campus in room engineering 4008.
You do not have to be a MUN student to join.
No, you don't have to. As a 31-year-old, I can tell you, I've not been a MUN student for many, many, many years. And I was never a MUN student when Sandbox was a thing. So you can join at any time. If you have the dedication and will to volunteer with us and turn your love for gaming into positive change and influence in the community, come on down.
Actually, if I may interject very quickly, the three of us actually met through Sandbox Gaming. These are two of my very best friends, and that's how we met.
I knew Mel for a little while beforehand.
Oh, right, sorry.
Well, we were never
forgot that you guys,
friends.
I forget you guys are cousins.
Yeah, we would see each other at like the family dinners and stuff, but we were never like super close.
Yeah, we hang out like all the time,
Yeah, and then your best friend came to Sandbox, and I could have lured her into the woods and didn't. She like approached me on the street, and she was like, "Excuse me, do you know where room 4000, engineering 4008 is?" And I'm like, "The Sandbox meeting, follow me!" And I could have just lured her into the woods. And
that still blows my mind. That of all the people that she could have asked, it was you.
It was me, the giant nerd. I was just nerd signaling on the sidewalk as I was walking in. She's like, "Excuse me, you look like a loser." No, that's not true. But yeah, she asked me where it was, and I took her there. And then like a week or two later, she shows up with her best friend, and I just look at her and I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And you're like, "What are you doing here?" And just like, "You know each other?" I'm like, "We're cousins." And we've just gotten so much closer over Sandbox. So.
Sounds like a telenovela of some sort.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So thanks again for being on the show today. For all you listeners or anyone listening right now, if you like what you heard today, you want to listen to other episodes of Jedi Dropouts or other spin-off podcasts, you can find that over at www.jedidropouts.podbean.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're pretty much everywhere. iTunes, Google Play, everywhere but Spotify because they're picky. And what we like to say here at Jedi Dropouts is thank you for dropping by. Something dropping. Later.
This has been a Jedi Dropouts production.